The carnivore community has been giving you bad advice for years. Not on purpose, but bad advice anyways. And if you are not getting the results that you want on carnivore, then this might be the reason why. Eat when hungry, stop when full. Listen to your body. Calories do not count. I have said this myself countless times because it works for me. But then I read this one comment, and that comment says, "Excuse me, but there are people who have no satiety signals at all. These videos appeal only to those who do." And there have been multiple comments just like this one. But for whatever reason, after reading this one, I realized they are right. This advice only works for people who have the right signals. And there's a lot of people who do not have the right signals, or maybe they don't even know that they don't have the right signals. They just listen to this advice and they fail. So essentially your body is supposed to tell you when to eat and when to stop. I'm hungry before eating and I'm satisfied after. But what if those don't work? So imagine this, you sit down with a pound or half a kilo of ground beef, you eat it, nothing. So you eat more, also nothing. And you keep eating. It's like driving a car without speedometer. You kind of have to assume how fast you are going. Or in this case, you have to assume if you are full. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're never hungry. Years of dieting can damage this. Some medications can shut it down. Years of eating processed food. And some people just never had strong signals to begin with. And we have been telling everybody, just listen to your body. But if your body is not giving you the right signals, that advice is kind of useless. Just pause and think about your own experience with carnivore so far. When you finish eating, do you genuinely feel that "I'm satisfied" feeling? Or do you actually eat when you feel hunger? Or do you stop eating simply because the food is gone? You're not getting clear signals. That's probably the problem. And to be honest, I also don't have perfect signals. If I make a carnivore recipe with a lot of cheese in it, I'm going to eat it all. Carnivore pizza, let's not even talk about that one. There's no control there. High fat and high salt, it bypasses the normal feeling of satiety. And cheese, for example, has compounds that literally work like mild drugs. If you eat plain ground beef, it's a lot easier to stop than when you eat cheese. But my own problem, it's occasional, only with some foods. But people who genuinely have issues with signals, it's with every food. So if I struggle with some meals, imagine if that's happening with every single meal. I don't know how I did not see this sooner. So if eat when hungry is not working, what do you do? Structure. A tiny bit of structure. Instead of eat when hungry and stop when full, you have a protein target. So you want to eat 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of your ideal goal weight. That's 2 grams of protein per each kilo. So if you want to weigh, let's say, 80 kilos or 160 pounds, then you should eat 160 grams of protein. And then eating until full turns into eating until you have hit your number. So you ate the amount of protein and you're done. And having that number gives you feedback that your body does not. You simply wake up, you know that you're gonna eat 180 grams of protein once or twice per day, depending on your own schedule, and that's it. At the end of the day, for weight loss, the timing doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. Yeah, maybe for 1 or 2 weeks you should do some tracking, just so that you know what 180 grams of protein actually look like. Afterwards, it's going to become pretty much automatic. And once you know, you can stop if you want, or just keep going if it helps. The carnivore community might tell you things like tracking is a diet mentality and structure, it means that you're not healed yet. Well, we can clearly disagree. If your body isn't giving you feedback, something else needs to do it. So why maybe people haven't told you this before? Well, the carnivore community has a blind spot. Most of the carnivore influencers, YouTubers, they have working satiety signals. We share what works for us. Just eat when hungry, stop when full. It's everywhere. It kind of has become the standard, but we don't see too much of what happens to everybody else. People with perfectly working satiety signals and control, they try out carnivore. It works. They stay, and they share their success stories. People without working signals, they try carnivore, they follow the advice, it doesn't work, and they quietly quit. Maybe they'll leave a comment here and there, but it often gets lost in the sea. So naturally, if the community mostly hears success stories, we start thinking, see, this works for everybody, but it doesn't. Loud voices are coming from people who have success with it, and quiet exits are coming from people who did not. And as I said in the beginning of this video, I have said it so many times, and clearly I have been wrong. So how do we know which approach is right for you? If you're losing weight, feeling good, energy is stable, keep relying on your own intuition. But if you are maybe gaining weight or feeling confused about how much to eat, then try this thing. Think about your last meal. Did you stop because you were satisfied, or did you stop only because the plate was empty? If you stopped because it was gone, well, then maybe you have an answer. So if you are new to carnivore, just try intuition first. Give it 1 to 2 months. Then take measurements and just compare. If you are struggling, well, then try adding a little bit of structure. Just a little bit. If you're hitting your protein targets, you know that you are on the right track. Your signals might return in 6 to 12 months, or maybe they will not. But to be honest, both outcomes are completely fine. Because when you think about it, yeah, okay, there's a big group of people who eat when hungry, stop when full, and they are on the path on better life, better health. And then there's a group of people who need just a tiny bit of structure to be on the same path. I don't see any issue with that, right? So that's why I'm saying both outcomes are fine. So yeah, I think that the carnivore community has been giving you incomplete advice. Listening to your body only works if your body is talking. So remember, if you never feel full, you are not broken. So now let me know in the comments, are you eating based on intuition, or do you have a bit of structure? Yeah, I think maybe there's more people who might need structure, but they just didn't know it's an option. Like me with cheese. Maybe I just need to see a little bit more how much I'm consuming there. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, of course, leave a like, check out another video. Bye-bye.